Dude, that one was Force 57.
What?
I have no idea.
See if I can get more than one shot into all this stuff.
Oh no, I don't need to.
I couldn't even hit one of them. Just unloading the pistol at high speed down the hill. That's actually pretty fun. Alright, jump and slide. Oh yeah! Before I even hit the fucking ground. Oh!
Well, lads, ladies, and anyone else watching, welcome to Well Lad. This is the SST here today to talk to you about Apex Legends, and to be honest, a video I didn't want to make. I don't like making negative videos, but there's been an extreme disconnect lately between the way that Apex is being reported on by the YouTube community and what's actually happening in the world of Apex. If you were to watch videos by like the guys who do the patch notes and stuff like that, you'd think that Apex was in a brilliant state, but if you looked at what was happening with the pros, they're running away from the game hand over fist. And I kind of wanted to make a video about why that is, about what's actually happening and what's annoying these people, and to point out the flaws in the game that are being ignored, that seem to be being ignored, mainly because we've been putting up with them for so long that people are sick of talking about them. When you hear these problems, you might think that they're pretty small, but what you have to remember is for a pro, there's money involved and they're putting thousands of games in. Same with anyone who just plays the game a lot. You're dealing with this on a day-to-day, game-to-game basis, and when you've done it 1,000 times, it can get quite wearing. So the first thing we'll talk about, just to get it out of the way, is the matchmaking systems. Skill-based matchmaking should not be in any battle royale in public matches, in my opinion. It's what drew me to the games, was the randomness of it. I could come up against the best or the worst player in the world and it was completely random. For pros, this is an issue because they feel that they can't leave ranked matches, go into regular matches and just have fun. They're still playing against the same people. And for those of us who solo queue, this is a big issue because you're put into a game where you see diamond and predator trails on every single team, but 9 out of 10 times you are put with a level 69 or a level 70, which means that 90% of your games start with you on the back foot. Add to this the fact that their ranked system is completely broken. If you're on at the wrong time of day or you are above platinum, you will end up facing off against predators, masters, anybody, because there isn't enough people playing it and the game won't start without 60 people. Add to this the issue with dashboarding, which was never fixed. Not only can you still do it, but I kept the names of people who dashboarded last season and they all received their rewards despite the promises from the devs of Doomsday. And this is something that you're going to notice a lot of in this video, is that a lot of the problems are things that the devs either had talked to us about and went completely silent on, or told us they were fixing and then went completely silent on. Now let's talk about character balance, and this to me is the worst of all of the things we're going to talk about. Respawn seem to have this idea that an even pick rate amongst the characters means that they are balanced, and that is just not true. They don't seem to understand that some characters are going to be more popular than others. With the most recent update, we got the nerf to all low profile characters, which was especially a slap in the face after one of the devs boldly claimed on Twitter that they had exciting new things coming that would stop people from constantly using Pathfinder, Gibraltar and Wraith. We all assumed that meant buffs for characters, but it didn't. It just meant more nerfs for the ones we actually wanted to use. The obvious character that we can talk about in terms of balancing issues is Gibraltar. Everyone knows he's overpowered. I would disagree on why he's overpowered. I'll show you here in the background. For me, he's overpowered because his gun shield does not leak any damage over to his actual health, meaning he can take a Kraber shot every 6 or 8 seconds, taking no damage. As you can see here in the background, I've got Bog Monkey. I'm down on 0 and 1% health and he's hitting me with a Kraber every time my gun shield appears. This means as a Gibraltar, you can just walk back, you can take a shot, walk back over, wait for your gun shield to heal up, walk back over. You can't actually get into a war of attrition with a Gibraltar because he won't waste any meds. People will disagree with me and say that he needs more nerfs, but the problem is that when you come up against a Gibraltar in game 20-30 times a day, and it takes twice as much work to take them out as it does to any other character, that starts to wear on you. Then you've got issues like small issues like the fact that Caustic's traps destroy Watson's fences, which doesn't make sense, especially because Watson is one of the most underpowered characters in the game. All of these, like, there's a whole load more character issues, but when you're facing these things 3 or 4 times a day and you're being made to deal with these characters on the back foot because Respawn has decided to nerf your character rather than buff the others, it just removes another element of fun from the game, where certain characters that you might consider fun are just unusable or pointless to use. The same thing can go for weapon balance. The G7 has been overpowered for the longest time. I actually thought it was nerfed in the latest patch, but it really wasn't. You can see here in the background. The same with the Prowler and the Havoc, and previously the Peacekeeper. They make the gun so overpowered that you are on the back foot by not taking the OP weapon. Every game becomes a symmetrical gunfight. So at this point I wanted to talk about the bugs in the game and how the developers' responses to the bugs have actually made things worse. So a quick list of bugs that are in the game: laggy servers, server shutdowns, hit reg issues, and audio issues. These are all regular problems within the game. You will hear any pro that you watch playing it will tell you that they do not trust the audio in this game, and anyone who grinds ranks will tell you that you should not trust the servers in this game because you'll either get stuck in a laggy one or you may get kicked and then punished with RP for having been kicked from the game. So how do the developers make this worse? Well, on a number of occasions we've been told in patch notes that some of these problems have been fixed, only to go into the game and find that they haven't been. In other instances where people are giving out about the audio in the game, if you don't know, the game prioritizes most things over enemy footsteps, which means that you won't hear, that you're less likely to hear an enemy coming towards you. When this was really an issue was in the middle of Season 3, and while people were complaining about this, they added the Mirage Voyage, which was a limited time event which could be heard from half the map away, and again, which audio was prioritized over footsteps, which didn't make sense to anybody. And this is just one example of many. For myself, if I look at Apex over the last year and a little bit, I have noticed a severe and constant decrease in the amount of fun that you can have in this game, and I'm hearing the same sentiments repeated by the pros. Now, as I said at the start of this video, I don't like making negative videos because I understand this is a very complicated game that I would have no idea how to make. But in its current state, I can understand why the pros are leaving, why they seem to be jumping at the first opportunities. Why would they stake their livelihoods on a game they don't enjoy with no promises of fixes to come? Now, Respawn hasn't been completely quiet. They did fix the muzzle flash issue in the game, which was a massive problem. They have started talking to pros again on Twitter, but unfortunately this video only scratches the surface of the issues in the game, and I think unless a lot changes, we're going to continue to see people turning away from it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're having a great day. Like, subscribe, all those things people have to say. Yeah, thanks for watching. It means the world.